those wipes so I can wipe these
It's been
glasses
raining on my side of town.
Raining in the kitchen.
Okay, are we live, Lena?
Yep, we're live.
What do you mean we live?
We're live.
We sit up here, we talking about the weather and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and pull my page up on my thing so I can see the comments because I can't really see anything right now. So sure.
Huh?
Thank you.
All right. Well, we are live. Welcome everyone to Divinity Diva Tarot and Tea and Tarot.
We have Candelo Kimbisa.
Yeah, we have Candelo Kimbisa and his fiance Jay here as a guest, and let's get into it. Everyone knows Candelo, but we have yet to know Jay, so this is the perfect time. We have the spiritual couples, and we're gonna get into it.
Get into it.
Well, tell us a little bit. Well, first, everybody probably wants to know what traditions that you two both.
Oh shit! Wait.
It could be. What did he say? Shit, wait.
He said wait because he had the volume up.
Phone and yeah.
Well, then I tell you what. While he's still trying to do that, Jake, tell us the story about how y'all met.
Oh Lord.
Okay, so this guy right here, he added me on Facebook years ago, and I noticed that he would always like my stuff that I would post, but I had never interacted with him. I had never had a conversation with him. So one day he just sends me a DM and he's like, "So are you single?" I'm like, what?
Wow.
And I was actually
in the DMs.
Yeah, it started in the DMs, and I was actually in a relationship at the time. So I was like, you're cute and everything, but stay over there, So
and then I started working on the relationship and I broke their ass up.
That's not what happened. Anyway.
You know what? I'm not gonna argue with you. I think there's some truth to that. I really do.
It might have been some truth to it, but it's like every few months he would hit my DMs. Are you single yet? Are you single yet? Are you single yet? And I'd be like, no. And then finally, me and that guy ended up breaking up. Mm-hmm. And then it was some time later.
The power of the juice.
And then it was some time later where he invited me to New Orleans. So before that time, we just kind of spent time talking and getting to know each other, and then met him in New Orleans, and it's just been kind of went from there.
And it's funny because again, I mean, we were talking for months before we even said anything about us liking each other or anything. Mm-hmm. But in the spiritual community, we often, especially us males, okay, I'm not speaking about the women. I'm speaking about males. We confuse spirit with ourselves, and we think to ourselves, oh, these people are digging me because I'm fine. Motherfucker, I'm 52 years old. I'm past fine, okay? I'm not fine anymore, all right? So a lot of people wind up getting attracted to people for the spirits or the essences that someone carries with them as opposed to the person, right? So, we started speaking and things of that sort. And even before I did this, and this is something that I've learned with age, right? Most of us jump into relationships, especially us spiritual people, right? We say to ourselves, well, I like this person likes me, let spirit figure it out. You know what I mean? And then it winds up being into some other bullshit, right? And even before I got with her, I had spoken to my best friends in the world, to Houngan Sen, Hoodoo Zen Moise, sorry, and Charles Porterfield. And I actually told them, I said, man, what do you guys think about this? Huh?
You checked with your boys.
I checked with my boys, right. I checked with spirit. I checked with all this. I went and got a divination. You know what I'm saying? Because we're people that we supposedly live in the spirit, or we act with the spirit, but we don't live in the spirit, right? Mm-hmm. So you know, that lust, that all that kind of shit comes into play, and we throw all that spiritual shit out the window. And
well,
since,
first of all, you got to really find beautiful woman. So it would be easy to get confused within the spirit of lust, because I'm pretty sure the lust demons was already out.
Initially, I was afraid that was the problem, because I had that issue in the past with other people where they're only interested in what I look like and they're not really interested in me on the inside. So I've had that. I was initially a little worried. I'm like, okay, what does he really want me for? You know?
I want that trunk, baby.
Oh, Lord. Mm-hmm.
Look, both of us gonna sip on this.
Look, I need to get some wine for this one right here, okay?
Sherwin has to come out with his sip too. But I think that is a big fear, because like he was saying, a lot of times, even for a female, a male that is in a tradition tends to kind of get this bad boy image because everybody wants spiritual sperm. They think it has some type of magical, quality to it. So they end up, and I've seen it with a lot of spiritual men, they end up with groupies that literally chase them. And you guys have posted online about this, with people trying to get with you, people trying to get with him. So I could see from your point, because you have children.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that this is right.
Yeah, exactly.
And it has to be a spiritual meeting just because you are growing. I think the whole thing about it is spirit kind of brings people along when you're ready.
Exactly. And I think that's why our relationship happened a little bit later than it would have initially. I was not ready, and neither was he. The timing was always off. And when the timing was finally right, that's when we were able to finally be like, okay, let's do this. Let's go ahead and, see where this goes.
I think that,
and I think it's also important, Mama, that a lot of people say, well, it's hard to find someone within the tradition, right? Or someone, as we all know, and this is not saying nothing bad, but, a lot of the males inside of our tradition are gay, all right? And people around our age thing, they're out there doing whatever the fuck they're doing, or they're into other spiritualities like Christianity and Islam and all these things there. And they find it hard to be able to coexist or live with a person that's into the things that we all do.
Right.
Are you frozen, Tonya? Yeah, you're kind of frozen.
She's just got a little lag.
I agree with you. I think it's really hard. I always joke about trying to find a spiritual partner, but it literally does get hard because your pickings are slim, like you said. And then like Jay was saying, you have to wait on the timing to be right too. It's not something that you can just jump into, because then a lot of issues come with a relationship with somebody that already is out there in the community. Like when you walked into this, Jay, Candelo already had a presence.
He already did. I was well aware of it too.
So a lot of people would look at you as a threat, especially people that were trying to get with him. And you end up having people that could be working against the relationship, trying to cause problems in the relationship. Y'all want to talk about that? Because a lot of people don't talk about that, but that's very real.
Well, it's funny that you would say that, okay? Because, one of the things I had to explain to her at first for being an outsider was, and she's not totally an outsider because she's been into spirituality, but the fact that 90% of the people that come to me are women. All right. Yeah. And the other 10% are men that are drugged in by their women. Okay.
True.
So 90% of the people that come to me are women. Okay. And being that I've had such a presence in and offline for such a while, then come the groupies, which they're true. Tonya, I know you got groupies, men and women alike. All right.
She looking behind her like, huh?
Wait a minute.
I already knew.
Listen, I'm walking in New Orleans with this one right here. And I hear this person say, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Here I am thinking it's one of my fans. She run up to her and damn near mouth kiss her. in the middle.
But he's telling the truth. But here's the thing, and you're right, because I get a lot of men in my inbox that want mambo juice.
Right.
They want mambo and they don't care. They don't care. I mean, you got people out there that literally, you would think in the spiritual community that people would be a little bit namaste, love and light, ethical and things like that. But people like, I don't care if you got a man, a woman, a dog, cat, whatever you're doing, I want to be with you. I want mambo juice. And it gets a little bit weird. Because they're not with you because they're trying to be with you. They're trying to get something from you. And that's the crazy thing about it.
You know, and I stepped to her right from the beginning. I told her, baby, I haven't been a good man. Okay.
You put it out.
Yeah, I done played my role. You know what I'm saying? But you know how it is. You know how it is, especially in this community.
True. And then on top of that, you're a Libra.
Yeah. All three of us Libras. You, Sherwin,
we all
and she's a
have
Taurus.
holy tendencies. Y'all can
Your sound just went out.
Yeah,
Can't hear.
went out.
Her sound went out a little bit.
Your sound went out, Mama. Sherwin, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, but I didn't hear the whole last thing she just said.
Yeah, but she having issues.
As far as the fact that he's got a lot of female clients, I've never been an insecure woman, like at all.
I think he froze too.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
I've never been an insecure woman at all. So it's, when he told me that, I was like, okay, all right. As long as it doesn't cross any lines it shouldn't cross, I'm okay with it.
Right.
Absolutely. And I think that's good, honestly, because if you come into a relationship like that with somebody who may already be established, you kind of have to put insecurity out the door. Because you have to be a strong partner at that point.
Right.
And the thing about it is, I know it's not him as a person they're attracted to, okay? They're attracted to who he is and what he stands for as far as a spiritual figure. They're attracted to his presence. They're attracted to his charisma. They're attracted to all these superficial things, but these are not things that made me fall in love with him. I fell in love with him for who he is on the inside, outside of what he is like online and everything else. That is who I fell in love with.
Right. Child, you know me, I could be an asshole. Do you remember us?
You said it, not me.
You remember us in Colorado when I asked them girls, what y'all bitches doing today? They got mad and ran up out of there.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
They got so offended, but here's the thing, it's like, because before I got to know him and I was following him online and I would see some of the things he posted, I'd be like, he's kind of mean, but he's not. That's just, he a little rough around the edges. That's just how he is.
Well, I mean, especially if you met him around Tigergate. Tigergate, he was like losing his mind.
I followed him around that time. This was before I got to know him, but I did follow him around that time. I saw everything.
Yeah, you needed to. I think it's important when you start to merge your life with somebody that you have to be transparent. Especially within this community, because people are going to talk.
Oh yeah.
People are going to bring things up, and like you say, if you have a past in this community, that some people can be petty. They bring it up over and over again. So you have to be transparent with this. Now, working together, how is that working for you guys? Because I mean, we got the love connection, we got I want to be with you. How do you merge the spirituality in with that?
Well, she already knew her path before she got with me, right? But we have started, because I don't believe that a person like as you know, I am in Abodorisha. I am a palero. I do work hoodoo and conjure, right? So in order for me to make this life with us work, not only the romantic life, but the spiritual life, I had to look for a form so that she could have some trusting godparents, so she could find, her path, so she could do her things. Because Lord knows, all right, me having all these things and having these friends and foes, who would they pick to try to dethrone? Because they're not going to dethrone me. You understand? Right. So they would try to get at the weakest link, what would be her. Well, you know what? She's in Apete B now. All right. She found out her thing. She's gotten her warrior. She's gotten her Elekis. We found out who her guardian Orisha is. She's on the way to get scratched. You know, we're doing all these things so that we can integrate her into my spiritual life. Okay. As it is now, you know, I would have to call another female to be able to do things, to be able to like for the body rituals and stuff like that there, where you have to rip somebody's clothes off or do something like that there. Well, guess what? Her foot is already inside there, so she can start assisting me with this, and I don't have to bring another motherfucker from somewhere else to do it. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's always been a problem when you bring other people inside your house instead of your mate, your family, your godchildren, and all these people here, because there's always a bunch of opinions, and there's always someone trying to get what little bit you got.
It's true. It's true. You got to be really careful. Like you said, you got people that are literally, you know, not everybody's going to be happy because you're becoming a power couple.
Right.
You're connecting on a level that threatens people, and then you're going to end up having people that want to, of course, throw obstacles in the way. But I think you're going to have everything you need with her, your partner, that you don't have to go out for anymore. You're making it work. Sherwin, I can't see any questions. Do you have questions? Are you seeing any questions in the comments?
No, not yet.
Everybody's just listening?
Yeah.
So what is the hardest part so far that you felt integrating this relationship? I mean, of course, I don't want to get too deep in your personal business, but I kind of want, you know, people to know that, of course, things can move smoothly, but there's going to be some things too that you have to kind of go through some obstacles with to move forward.
Go ahead, Mama. Go ahead.
I'd say for me, it's the fact that whenever he lets it be known that, hey, I'm on vacation, I'm doing this, I have a day off, blah, 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 blah. There are some clients of his that do not respect that. And, you know, we have a family outside of what we do as far as the spiritual community. And, you know, some of these clients, they just want it now and they want it done right now, you know, and they just don't seem to understand that this is not all we do. You know, we wear many hats. You know, he is a spiritual worker. He's also a stepfather. You know, he also is a handyman. He's a cook. You know, I'm a paramedic. You know, I'm also a spiritual worker. You know, there's different things we do besides just that.
And if you notice, Mama, and if you noticed, you know, before I was in this relationship, I'd be posting all day. If I was outside doing whatever, do you notice that I don't even post on Saturdays and Sundays anymore? I'm either doing spiritual work or I'm with my family. Period.
You know what? I think it's good because I think you needed that grounding, to be honest. Mm-hmm. I really do. I think you had a lot. You know, we tend to be workaholics. We tend to have sometimes having a problem saying no. Right. So sometimes you need something to come in and say, look, you know what? I got to get my priorities straight. And I think Jay brought that into your life.
I think she did.
He grounded you.
You know, it's like me. I work for 14 to 16 hours. I can clock out. I can go home. I can leave it at work. No, he's always at work. Always. Mm-hmm. You know, so that's something I had to adjust to.
Yeah. It's really hard.
I'm in bed and I see one of my godchildren call me up at 11 o'clock at night. And guess what? I got to answer that damn phone call. Mm-hmm. You know, so, you know, there is a little couple of things that are trying, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But, you know, I try to tell people, man, listen, unless you're dying, don't call me after a certain time. Because, you know, I go to sleep early. I wake up early as hell, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, but
I say, yeah, you wake up early because I be at work and I get a message. Oh, what is Candelo doing up?
Well, my day starts at 4 a.m. I get up at 4. So it's like most of the time when I get up, he gets up too, and then he's up for like the rest of the day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord. Sherwin, you got questions?
Let's see here.
I know you guys were talking about starting a little talk show where you work together as a couple, which I think is a really, really great idea. Because I think it kind of merges the energy and gives people more of a vision of who you are and what you do.
Well, we're thinking about doing it because I've seen several people attempt it and fail. Okay. And as you know, I have been a trendsetter in this thing, or at least I like to consider myself a trendsetter.
Yeah, you are.
A lot of the things that I did 10 years ago, people were doing now. But since our union, you know, I said I wasn't going to do radio again for a while. But everybody, the Shade Brigade keeps on asking us, you know, when we're going to do this, when we're going to do this. The Shade Brigade is, of course, all our friends, family, and followers. This is the greatest set of people you would ever meet. We've called for their assistance on several occasions, and they've really helped out a lot of people in the community. So I want to thank each and every one of them. So what we want to do is talk a little bit about, you know, about conjure, about relationships in conjure, tell a story or two, you know, and of course, always play some good music and have some interviews, you know, with both of our ways of asking questions and things of that sort. I think it's going to be good for the community.
I think it will be too. I think we need it. I think,
and you know, we see so much of these people out here and they're all on these platforms and whatever, and they got a whole family in the back closet. And nobody knows about one of them, you know? So maybe it'll keep them goddamn ratchets out my damn PM.
We need that to balance us out.
Right.
I know I keep freezing, but I know you can hear me.
I can hear you.
We can hear
you just fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with the internet. It's just hopping all over the place. But we're going to go ahead and push through because even if they can't see, they can hear.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the concept, and if you can, I mean, have y'all thought about a start date? Y'all thought about when you're going to bring this in?
Well, we're thinking about doing it August and September, starting in September, because as I said, in August we got a big shindig coming up that hopefully I know that Hoodoo Zen Moise is going to come. Hopefully Sherwin can come. You know, we're going to have something good here at the Munaso in the Ile. And after that, hopefully our internet will be fine because I've been having big trouble with the internet, man. And the internet here is because we live, I don't know what the hell to call this. I call it a hole because you got to go down to go inside of our home. And we barely get
we barely get regular reception.
We don't get any reception here. So if we're not working with the internet, we're not working, period.
I got you.
So, you know, we're trying to get all these things leveled out and then we'll go out and do all that.
Well, you know, I get it because it takes time. It takes time. I mean, like you say, the area, the Wi-Fi and everything, especially when you're trying to produce a show and you want it to be quality. And I mean, sometimes we're limited by where we're at and things that happen. So I completely get it. So what is the goal moving forward? I mean, are we doing a botanica? We making products? I mean, tell us about what's going on. We want to hear about websites. We want to hear about.
Well, we are doing certain things, but I'm keeping it under wraps. Okay, I'm thinking about opening a shop here.
You're gonna do a Beyonce. We just gonna have.
Yes, Beyonce. It's just gonna drop in the middle of the night and just.
Yeah. because you know how this is. Baby. Tonya, you know, sweetie, that you talk about something on this show.
People start working on you.
No, it's not. People start working on you.
Well, they
3
do.
days later, there's somebody saying that their grandma gave them a vision at midnight on the Sochas that told them that they should be doing whatever the fuck it was that you was talking about right here on this show.
It's true. It really is. I have to agree with you. And I have to agree with Jay too. I think it's a little bit of both. People will work on it and you will have people that try to copy it.
You know, so
it
once
just happens in the community. It's sad, but it does happen in the community.
There's not an original thought in this fucking community. I'm sorry. There's not. I mean, did you see people doing story time after I started doing story time? A whole bunch of illiterate motherfuckers reading Dr. Seuss and shit. Come on, Sherwin.
It's
Say
true.
amen.
Amen.
You understand? So, I'm keeping it down. I mean, we're going to do something so big. All right? We're going to do something so big that everybody's mouth's going to drop. I mean, other than just opening a shop here in close to Atlanta, we're working on something else. Okay. I'll happily tell both of y'all, in private, but I can't tell y'all in public.
No.
Next thing
I want to be surprised like everybody else. I want to be shocked when the Beyonce moment happens. I want to be like, ooh, like, so don't tell me nothing. Don't tell me nothing.
Right.
Sherwin, you got any questions for him?
Let me see. I seen
because I don't want to hog it. I want to, I don't want to hog the whole thing.
Jessica Ridgway asks, what advice would you give someone who's afraid to walk into their calling?
Bye, dog. Come on, man. Listen. Why would someone be afraid, okay, of their ancestral cord? Why would someone be afraid of their calling? If it's a calling, you can't be afraid of it.
All right.
There's a saying on Orisha that say, you bought the head, now you scared of what the eyes can see. So if you're going to be like that, you might as well either buy a dog or go back to church. And I think church is a whole lot scarier than this.
Absolutely.
The best way I can put it is me as a paramedic, right? When I first put on that patch, I already knew that there was a different path that my career was about to take, okay? It's a choice that I made. It's a calling, right? So the first time I pulled up on my first traumatic arrest with the dude mangled in the middle of the road, I couldn't just go, oh my God, I'm running away from that. No, you have to go, you have to do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
No, really it's true. And when you put it that way, it's true. You're either ready for it or you're not. And I think one of those moments is when people kind of, if you have to hee-haw on it and second guess it, then you're not ready. You're not ready to walk that path. Spirit will guide you. I feel like it when it's time. And sometimes it takes a little time to meet the right people to help you.
Mambo, when I first met you so many years ago, all right, you was a massage therapist and a tarot reader.
Right.
You remember?
I remember, yeah.
All right. And you said you ready to take this damn move. I said, well, I think it's your time. Just before you went and did everything, you hit me up. You said, I don't know if I said, baby, you got this. Do you remember?
I remember.
Now look at you.
I was waiting for you to tell me no. I really was. I was waiting because if you would have said no, I would have taken that money and went to Jamaica and had me a run. I would have. But I think the whole thing about it, and I respect you for saying, you know what, go ahead and do it. It's the right time to do it.
Because I remember you asking me about Paulo. And I said, no, baby.
Yeah.
This ain't for you.
I think the thing about it is when you're trying to find your journey, you're looking for people to be honest with you, not come in and take your money, because we've all gone through godparents that use and abuse. And so it leaves you traumatic. You have, nightmares that these are people that are supposed to help you and protect you. So you want to make sure that you're moving in the right direction.
Tonya, wait a minute, Mambo. Weren't you the one that told me the story about you walking inside of a psychic place and somebody ran in and everybody ran out the door?
Oh yeah, he told me I had a demon attached to me. And then
everybody in the place ran out the door.
And I'm sitting up there like, where they going? And then he came and he started throwing stuff on me. And I'm like, okay, wait. So yeah, but he wanted $1,500 to take the demon off of me. I remember that.
Oh my Lord.
$1,500, and he was gonna he was gonna save my soul. I told him for $1,500, me and this demon was about to become best friends.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, we fixing to go home and eat some hamburger helper. We gonna love each other by the end of this month.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, we see that you even have women and men that get taken advantage of as a couple. You have people that join in with a spiritual person or a leader in the community, whether it's a Mambo, a Houngan, a Tata, a Yaya, you know, and they feel like I'm in love and this person is loving on me. And next thing you know, their energy is drained, their bank account is drained, you know, they literally been used. So
Right.
unfortunately,
we gotta be honest, man. Okay. In this spirituality, there's a lot of room and there is a lot of charlatans. Okay.
True.
If you go to 15 people, they all gonna tell you that you need that initiation from that particular person. Okay. And that was also the case with her, you know, when she first met the first house that she was going to join. There was a lot of stuff going on there, baby.
That's a whole entirely different episode.
Yes.
But you know what?
What?
Let's bring you back and talk about it, because you're not the only person. All of us could share a story about that. And like you say, that's a whole different segment.
But the good thing was that she was with a person like myself that has seen it all.
I knew when she told me to turn off being an empath that I did not belong in that place, like at all. You know,
how do you turn it off?
Part of my calling is helping empaths just like me, right? So
Right.
I've started a platform for that. And I'm just like, how are you going to strip away a good 90% of what my being is?
Yeah.
That is how I connect to spirit. That is where my intuition is, through empathy, through feeling. Some people are clairaudient, some are clairvoyant. I'm clairsentient.
Right.
You know, it's
But
a valid gift just like every other gift.
Absolutely. She was trying to take something away from you that was valuable.
She was trying to take me.
We're not gonna go there.
Sherwin.
We're not gonna go there.
She was trying to take me, Blair.
Let's just say that a rumor was started that I was with him for clout. That is where it came from.
Oh Lord.
And I just want to say, yeah, they started that whole group started that rumor. When they found out I was with him, that's when they started treating me differently. And I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I'm still the same woman. This doesn't change anything.
But the thing is, guys, is that she didn't chase me. I chased her. Okay? I chased her. I've been doing this for 30-something years. I know when someone wants clout. I know when someone wants power. I know when someone, shit, look at everybody who's hurled allegations against me. They was all with me, happy with me, until I said, you know what? I can't fuck with you. You understand? So I chased her. She didn't chase me. She wasn't in my DM.
Right.
So, you know, everything what they talking about, I'm like, man, so why the fuck why wouldn't they say it to me? Say it to me.
Right.
You know, and it's like, I can do whatever it is I need to do on this earth, even if it is not with him. Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm not with him out of need. I'm with him because I want to be with him.
Right.
You know, I can do just as good by myself as I can with him.
She drives an ambulance.
I don't drive the ambulance. I'm in the back of that bitch saving lives.
Okay, she's in the back saving lives.
Get it correct.
But she makes good money.
But you made a valid point that you were your own person before you got involved with him. And I think it's really sad that people would use that and say, you got to give up who you are. And literally what they tried to do was they tried to break you down. And I think that's the warning sign right there.
I gotta agree with you. See, but again, all right, people believe that in the ATRs there ain't no cults. There are plenty of cults inside these ATRs, man. People, as you just said, Mambo, they break you down.
Oh yeah.
They break you down until you feel like you can't do anything in this earth without these people.
It's true. It's
Okay.
true.
And this happens inside the ATRs, and people don't want to talk about it because they scared, because they don't threaten them with death, because they threaten them with exposure and all that kind of other shit.
You know, I after going through that, it did take me some time to get over it. Like there was a period of time where I didn't want anything to do with an ATR, like at all. You know, and then I started questioning myself about what, you know, was it something I did, you know. I was really starting to have doubts about my own sanity. And I'm like, okay, did that really happen? You know, it was just that bad. And then when other people started leaving and reaching out to me and telling me about some of the things that they were doing as far as working on me, working on him, I was like, okay, I'm not surprised. Glad I left when I did.
Well,
you know, I have no ill will towards anybody. I wish them the best.
Like I say, man,
it is what it is.
I tell them all day, every day, and some of them probably watching right now. Please do kill another goat for Eshu, because we need another house. We need another house. We need, you know, we need a whole.
They're gonna keep blessing you.
That's all they doing, baby.
That's all it's every day.
It's sad, and you hate to hear that about any type of relationship where they have to deal with those outside obstacles, especially with people at one time that you thought you could trust. I think it's sad, especially for people who feel like they can manipulate you and manipulate a relationship.
Well, the only thing they can manipulate is other small minds, to tell you the truth. Okay? Because they haven't manipulated my pockets. They haven't manipulated my brothers and my sisters, which are all doing fine. Look at Sherwin, she's doing great. You doing great. Hoodoo Zen Moise is doing spectacular. Charles Porterfield, hey, look at him. You know what I mean? So my friends are doing well. We're all doing well. You understand? So, you know, keep on trying. That's all I can say, baby, because, I mean, we're here to stay. Okay? As soon as this COVID shit over, you know, we get married, you know, and that's what we're doing.
Right.
That's what we're doing. Building a little empire over here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, that's what you should be doing. Sherwin, we got questions?
Yeah, Mambo Sierra wants to know, how do you integrate kids into your practice?
Well, I have a teenager who's 14 and a 7-year-old. So the 14-year-old has seen a little bit of what we do. You know, she's exposed to it on a daily basis. But, you know, she's a teenager. You know, she's not really into it yet. She has a lot of spiritual gifts. And sometimes when she experiences certain things, she'll come to one of us and ask questions. But I'm not going to force her into doing anything. You know, she has to be ready in her own time. We found out she's a child of Oya, but, you know, that is a path she's going to have to want to walk. I'm not going to force her to do it.
But yet and still, when she's not looking, we'll sprinkle some of that good old holy water on her. You know what I mean? All we can do is lead by example. I'm not trying to push this on nobody, because life is hard enough. Okay, we all know this. Imagine life having to deal with Nkisi, with Orisha, with Lua, with all this stuff. Okay. I've known plenty of people that have lived long, rich lives without touching an ATR. Let's be truthful.
Right.
Okay. So this is nothing that I try to impose on anyone, and especially not my children.
Right.
You know, all we can do here is lead by example. That's it. And hopefully with them seeing how you are, how your life is going, how I treat her as a woman, how I treat them as children, and how I treat my godchildren, okay? Hopefully that will awaken them. Or not even that. Hopefully the ancestors will see it fit for them to join the priesthood.
All right.
Okay? The ancestors. It's not even me, and it's not even her. It's nothing. I honestly believe that without ancestors, there's nothing. Okay? There's no Orisha. There's no Nkisi, there's no Palo Mayumbe, there's no voodoo, there's none of this without ancestors. So all we can do is, you know, show them the way of the ancestors. Listen, this was your grandmother. This was your great grandmother. She did this. She did that. Tell her a whole bunch of High John the Conqueror stories, or the spider, and speak about all these things here that make our cultures great. You understand? So it's more culturally and more ancestral than anything else, as far as trying to get them to understand or try to get them to accept this spirituality. Because at 15 or at 14, the only thing that I wanted to do with this spirituality, and again, that was with a Wiccan book. Yeah, it was with a fucking Wiccan book, was either trying to get laid, okay? Was either trying to get laid or try to get back at somebody that looked at me stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. They still doing that with the Wiccan books.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
They're still doing it. But no, I completely get it. You know what they say with wisdom and knowledge, you know, you grow. And you came into this. And I think with children, you need to let them choose the path that they want. I think it's very important that they are the ones that make that decision. But leading through example is really good. I mean, showing them.
Right. And
she's been to a few ceremonies, and, you know, she would ask questions about certain things, and we'd explain it to her, you know, in a way she can understand. I mean, she's very smart. You know, she's very mature for her age, so she picks up on things very quickly. You know, I'd feel very uncomfortable if she were not to ask questions.
Right.
And then have an entirely different idea of what it is than what it really is.
And she likes juicy crab more than goddamn spiritual shit anyway. You know what I mean?
The kid would rather have her headphones and a good meal than deal with any of this spiritual stuff.
That is normally the way it goes. I mean, my daughter is 22, about to be 23, and she just this week, she's like, I want to learn. You know, I want to figure some things out. And I was like, okay. And I gave her cards years ago. So the thing about it was, they sat on the shelf and they collected dust until she decided, I want to start communicating with my ancestors. The other day, she asked me to bring her a white candle, you know, home. And she's like, I want to start doing some of the things that you do. So it was very organic, which is the way it should be. It's like, okay, when you're ready, then come on in. But you don't have to be a mambo. You don't have to practice voodoo. I mean, you literally could go any direction that you want to go, and I'm going to support that. I think as spiritual workers that we have to be open to whatever direction they're going to go, because they may not even follow our footsteps.
I think my youngest one will probably be more inclined to follow it than her. Because my youngest one, like when I was setting up altars in my apartment, when my youngest one was like 3 and 4, she would be just messing with like she didn't want to go anywhere, mess with anything else in my room than what was on that altar. Like she got into my cards, like I think it's going to be her, most definitely.
Well, child, I got a 33-year-old. The only time he calls me is when he's in goddamn trouble. Okay. So, you know what in Spanish, what an honor it would be for me to tell my son, hey man, this is an enganga, you know, let's build you an enganga. Let's do this, let's do that. That motherfucker only called me when child support called him.
Sometimes it's like that though, you know.
It's not that he don't believe, you know what I mean? It's not that he don't believe, he just don't want no part of this shit.
Right.
But at least he's honest about it and you're not pushing him.
Right.
You know, that's one of the things where he has to, if he wants to get into it, he will get into it, you know. Sherwin, you got a question? You see any questions up there? Or if you have any questions for the couple?
No, I don't have any questions yet. Laverne Calhoun asks, I asked them in the comments what they're trying to say, but it says, will you work with a male who has a spiritual significant other so he may comprehend his spouse?
What?
Huh?
I don't understand. They had to clarify. I'm waiting for them to clarify.
Will you work with a male who has a spirit significant other? So he took a spirit bride?
Somebody who's got a spiritual marriage? Is that what they're talking about?
So he may comprehend his spouse. Say, will you work with a male who has a spiritual significant other so he may comprehend his spouse? So I'm not sure if they're trying to say that they're the spiritual significant other or their significant other is spiritual. I'm not, I'm not sure.
I
Huh.
see Charles. Charles is in our chat. I want to tell him Shalom Aleichem. And I want to thank the Shade Brigade for all the prayers that they gave to Miss Christie. All right. Miss Christie is back at home. I'm glad that she's there.
Absolutely. We're happy that she's back home and everything is good.
And
Tell
we
them
also had two passings two more passings this year. Dia Nunez passed away maybe about 3 days ago. And there was another gentleman, and I cannot remember his name, and I'm sorry, that passed away, who always used to like and share my stuff. I can't remember. Tyler Meadows, I think it was. Well, the young man also passed away maybe about 3 or 4 days ago. Again, these things were not COVID related, okay? They were not COVID related, but they did pass away these weeks. I want to say Ibae Entuno to Iya, who passed away too young. They both passed away too young. And yeah, I just want everybody to know that they're in our hearts and they're in our prayers. I've been trying to get with someone that can maybe contact me with her family, because I know that when a little Risha passes away, there's a lot of cost in the burial rites and the funeral rites. So if anybody knows anyone that I can get in contact with that was in her family, her immediate family, okay, so we can make these things be expedient and as fast as they can be, okay? We need to help out each other in these times of need.
No, thank you. Thank you for that. And I hope that somebody reaches out. I mean, because really, like you say, we need this in the community, especially when somebody falls and they need our help. A lot of people think that this is putting on dashikis and head wraps and being cute and everything, but they don't really understand that in this community, you work. You watch each other's back. You light candles for people. You raise money for people. You bury people. So I appreciate that. And I'm so sorry. I saw that on, I think it was Inianifa Remy's post about the young lady, and she was beautiful and she was young. So it's just really, it's been really hard right now, especially as priest and priestess. I think it's been really, really hard. Because it's almost like we're being called to step a little bit more forward and handle things that need to be handled.
Well, a couple of years ago, and it's funny because this spiritual community can be very, very shady. Okay, let's say it like that. Okay.
True.
A couple of years ago when Yayi, God, I gotta start eating walnuts or something for my memory. Shit.
Right? What is the memory herb?
Rosemary.
Rosemary with a couple of walnuts, baby, because the walnuts look like brains. Anyway.
Keep going.
When Yayi, what was her name? Jasmina passed away. We all got together and did something great for the family too. So, I just hope that we can all get together and do something for Dia Nunez and her family, and make sure that the burial rites and all that, are done well and fast. Okay?
Somebody has a question. Laverne Calhoun, how do you incorporate the lifestyle of her to him?
What do you mean her to him? See, I don't understand.
I think maybe she's asking how I integrate my lifestyle with yours.
No, it's what they're trying to ask is, how do you explain they have a significant other that's spiritual, and how do you explain or teach him about her lifestyle? In other words, that person has a significant other. They need help learning about that significant other spirituality, basically.
Well, I believe that shit should have been put out there from the beginning, before you even jumped into bed with the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Unless you just came into this See, because a lot of people say, man, you know, and it's funny because a lot of people come into this late in life, right? And then all of a sudden they want to go to their Christian husband and tell them, hey, look what I found, this beautiful hoodoo. You know what I'm saying? Or I found this beautiful thing called voodoo. You know what I'm saying? When all their lives they've been taught that this stuff is of the devil or evil. Okay, so you cannot just expect a motherfucker to drop that Bible as quick as you dropped it. All right, as quick as you dropped it, and go walk into fucking Oshun land. You know what I mean? Because that ain't gonna happen.
Right.
You guys have to be on the same page.
Right.
If they do not want to be in that particular lifestyle, they need to at least respect the fact that you're in it.
Well, shit. Well, baby, I mean, I don't want to bring up your relationships, but when your ex found out that you was burning candles and shit, first thing he did was call your mom.
He went running to my mom. He went.
She's burning candles. She's doing.
I was like, you got to be kidding me, right? Seriously.
But again, you know, there are people that ain't into that Bible, you know, and you know, I don't knock them. I don't knock anybody's spirituality. Okay, the Bantu say there's many roads to Nsambi. Okay, there's many roads to God or to your higher power. But again, you can't just expect someone, you know, that's been Bible thumping or Quran thumping or, you know, Bajik Vita thumping all their life to just go on ahead and accept this. You can't. So you're gonna have to find a way how you gonna do it, because I try to find somebody in my lane. You know what I mean?
All right.
This ain't nothing new to me. I've been doing this for, first thing I tell a motherfucker is, hey, man, you know I'm a witch, right?
What bothered me about that whole scenario he just mentioned, as far as like my ex goes, is the fact that he knew that I was into this type of stuff long before we even called it quits. But it seems like when I was not bowing down to what he wanted me to do, he decided to use my spirituality against me. And actually, I think I got a reading sometime before we got a divorce, and it mentioned that he would do that. So when it happened, you know, I wasn't surprised at all. I'm really not surprised by any bullshit that he does, honestly.
Right.
But you know, it is what it is. I'm like,
and you gotta also think, man, you can't just spring this shit on people, okay? Because I've seen many of people taken to court, okay, by their spouses, especially when children are involved. Or say, oh yeah, she's worshiping the devil now, or he's worshiping the devil now.
my mom's on here. She just said, I asked him, okay, and what's the problem?
So you know,
what is the problem?
You really got to consider before you let this person have it. All right, what is their mind like? Okay, what they're gonna do that, or whether or not you can honestly stay in this relationship.
Right.
I'm sorry. You know, my spirituality to me is very important.
Absolutely.
Okay? My spirituality is a main part of my life. I cannot be with no one, okay, whether it be family member or whether it be a woman does not have to partake in, okay?
Right.
But that does not accept what I do.
Right.
No, it's true. I think, you know, when you're in this community, you need to be transparent. You really do. Whenever people jump into my DMs, I'm like, you need to go check out Divinity Diva Tarot. You need to go check out their page. Check out their page real quick, especially the ones that be in there talking about God and Jesus and the holy water. I'm like, okay, yeah, but go check out my page, because I'm cool with that. But you need to know who I am.
Right.
Because I remember one time I had somebody who was coming over. We were going out to eat dinner, and I had to do service. And I had my whites on, I had my head wrapped, I put my voodoo music on, and I was in there, and I said, I got to dance, I got to feed my people. And he sat on the couch like a good man. And he waited until I was done, and he was like, okay, I see that, I get it. But I think the thing about it is that he was open to it. You have some people literally that would run from that. Because they don't understand it. So for a lot of people, I think it would be a deal breaker if you connected with somebody who doesn't, like you say, they don't have to participate, but they at least should be respectful and understanding of who you are. because you're not going to change, or you shouldn't.
Most of my family is pretty cool with it. I mean, I'm not one of those people who's in touch with my family every day. But, you know, they've seen the type of stuff I post on Facebook. They've seen the changes that I've made in my life within fairly a short amount of time. And, you know, it's working for me. You know, I'm very blessed because of the path that I walk. And if somebody were to tell me right now, oh, what you're doing is wrong, how is it wrong? It's brought nothing but good to my life, and it's going to help me bring good to other people's lives when I do enter the priesthood. So what are you talking about?
I think when people come at you like that, that's a form of manipulation.
I think it is as well.
I mean, literally, it's like, I don't like who you are. I don't like what you do. So I'm going to try to judge you and change you into what I want you to be. And I always tell people, be really weary of things, relationships like that. People that come into your life, friends, romantic relationships, all the way across the board.
Right.
Unfortunately, we see it a lot, especially when it comes into communities like this. But you have to be transparent. Like Tata Candelo was saying, you need to let people know up front, this is what I do, this is who I am.
All right.
Exactly. I flip cards for a living, baby. Flip cards and talk shit.
You know, I'm horrible because I'm better now, but I used to break up with people before shit even got started. They'd be like, you know, what time you want me to pick you up? And I'd be like, you know what, don't even worry about it. You need to in your office 2 months from now. We ain't even fixing it. We're not gonna go that way. And they'd be like, what?
So listen, for my birthday, we thinking about going to Vegas. Y'all want to go?
Oh yeah.
Look at this one. Look at this. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll plan for it.
Let's celebrate all our Libra birthdays in Las Vegas.
Oh,
Vegas can't handle it. Vegas. No.
Me, you, Sherwin, my mother-in-law, she's a Libra. She's born on the same day I'm born on.
She's watching right now. Hi, Mama.
So we can all go to Vegas and have a Libra bash.
It sounds like a hot mess ready to happen. It sounds like a hot. Jay, what's your sign? You got to be an earth sign.
I'm a Taurus.
Okay, I was gonna say
I'm a May Taurus at that. So, yeah.
Yeah. I can control myself. Your problem's gonna be this one and that one.
Hey now.
This one over here, okay? Nah. No.
Oh my God. But that would be cool. I don't know. We might have to stow away, bring our matching mask in Vegas. Lord help us.
Mm-hmm. Matching.
Oh my goodness.
Matching everything.
So you guys, before we let y'all go, what do you want people to know about you? What do you want people to know about your relationship and the direction that you're moving in as a power couple? I mean, not so much what your plans are for your products and stuff, but just who are you?
Baby, you know what? Honestly, we're both growing together. Okay. We are two broken people who made each other whole. You understand? Because honestly, nobody goes into a relationship perfect. Nobody.
There's still some days where I want to pull my hair out because he drives me nuts. And
vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But we work our way through it. We take our little breaks. We speak to the ancestors. And most of all, we say we sorry. Okay? Know when you fuck up. Know when you fuck up. This is a decision we made, within ourselves, within our families, okay? And within our ancestors. We decided that this is what we're going to do, and we're going to make it work. I don't have too many more go-arounds, baby. 5 more years from now, I'm going to be looking fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I got it.
What, 5 more years? Come on now, me and you were the same age?
I think you may be a little older than me.
Well, you know what? I ain't going out like no punk. Yeah, hide your face behind your woman. Because everything you just said, I ain't claiming. I'm going to be fine until they bury me.
Hello.
Look, gonna be what they call it, casket fine.
Casket fine.
I was
Before we let them go, are there any more questions that anybody else has? Because I mean, I enjoyed this.
Now, like, you remember when I first got with him, how introverted I was and how I was not.
Oh, yes.
Girl, I believe that the first time that me and you were together, she was there. That's when you met him.
I think I said all of what? 10 words?
If it was 10 words. If it was
oh my goodness.
But you know what? I think the whole thing about it is that you have found you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the beauty of it, is that, like you say, with Candelo or without Candelo, Jay knows who she is and what direction she's going.
Mm-hmm.
And that's spirit guided. That really is. And I mean, I'm proud of you. I really am, because you're right.
And there's one more thing I want to say, guys. You know,
ignore the cat hacking up a hairball in the background.
Look, I got one over here doing the same thing. So
there's one more thing I want to say that I've always said this, okay? I believe it is important, all right, that when people get together, okay, they're not part of the same house, okay? I believe that I could have easily took her to someone that I know and told them, go ahead and initiate her, or go ahead and show her this.
Right.
And then I would have had my hand in that, and the person's friendship with me would override her, would override her guidance and her learning. You understand?
True. Yeah.
So I don't really believe that two people should come into the same house. Why? Because the day of tomorrow, if something were to happen between us, then the godparents would have to choose which one they're going to have to deal with.
Awkward.
That's very awkward. Okay. And you see a lot of people doing this. Oh, yeah, I'll scratch you, your husband. I'll initiate you, your husband, your kids, your boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. No. You know, let her do her role. She can ask me questions and I will be forward and tell her, hey, I don't think that's right. You know, or whatever. But I will not impute or put my foot in or speak about her initiatory practice or who she chooses to get initiated by. Right. I don't think that it should be anyone that I could manipulate or control. And I don't think that should be the thing with people that are coming into the spiritualities either. Okay. Lord forbid that the day of tomorrow, the two people are no longer together. There's no sense in them being up under the same Ile, the same Unaso, or the same voodoo house.
True.
Okay, so that's a lesson that everybody has to learn right now. Okay, because I've seen it happen a million times before, and it's never worked the fuck out. The same thing as two people from the same house getting together. Okay, I don't think that should happen either. There's 1,000 other fucking spiritual practitioners out there. Why do you have to tint the house up with a relationship that most of the time is made out of lust anyway? I'm just saying.
No, it's true. And I'm glad that you brought it up, because I think a lot of people that say, oh, I'm going to initiate under this particular person and that's going to be my godparent and I'm bringing my girlfriend or my boyfriend in, they feel that's what they want. And I don't think, like you say, I don't think it's right. I don't think it works out. And I've seen a lot of people break up and split up that have to be in the same house and look at each other when they don't want to look at each other.
Ooh, child.
He said, ooh, child.
You know what? Going to take a sip. There you go. Go to take a sip.
And I think it's important for people to know that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, hopefully, you know, everybody will see this, and some people will say I'm crazy, but the majority of motherfuckers is gonna agree with me.
No, what you're speaking is truth, and I think what you're doing is you're saving people some headaches down the road, because you need to know this. You really do. There's a thing about, you know, I always say I want a spiritual man, but Sherwin is my brother. The people in my house are my brothers, my uncles, my sisters. So that would be crossing lines already, but you have a lot of people that will initiate people like that. And like you say, it's not right, and a lot of people don't tell them no. So I'm glad you shared that. I didn't even think about that. I'm glad you shared that.
All right.
Sherwin, we got any questions or anything before we let these beautiful people go?
Nope.
I tell you what, this COVID got us all dressed up with nowhere to go.
It's true.
Hey,
We all looking cute. We are. The only place I'm going is working home. I'm massaging and coming back home. But you got dog right. But y'all look good. Y'all really do.
Well,
Thank you so much for being on here. I appreciate you guys sharing a little bit of your story, your cash apps and everything. You guys, if y'all want to send a love donation their way, go into the link in the introduction. Their cash apps and everything are up there. Websites, if you want to contact Tata Candelo, anything that you want to know, you guys, you know how to reach out to them. So I appreciate you guys. I love y'all. Please stay safe.
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Y'all have a good night.